What a crazy, fucked up world we live in. Guys, welcome to the channel. As always, stay for this video. Especially for this video, I want you to stay because you will see unequivocally, without any possible doubt, how you're being lied to, how you're being tricked, deceived every single second. Before I go on, remember that I have my books available in the links there below. Surviving the Economic Collapse, Street Survival Skills. Both of these will help you get a lot better prepared. Seriously, we are at a time that is fascinating, so complex, and the network of lies and trickery going on just mind-blowing. So you probably heard Tulsi Gabbard is now being added to the Republican Party. These are her words. Let's go with facts. No, not bullshit. Let's go with truth.
And it is because of my love for our country, and specifically because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace, that I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
Woo! Yeah. We have Tulsi. Tulsi is hot, by the way. Don't you know that? Yeah, she's super hot. I was in AR15.com where a bunch of simps that... Oh, it is so sad. But this has been going on for a long time. Even before all of this. I mean, I'm talking about years ago. You would go there and see threads of guys that were, well, she now likes guns, guys. She's shooting. She's shooting a practical pistol course, guys. She's not really all that anti-gun anymore, guys. They think she's hot. This woman, they think she's a hot lady. It is. You see how complex this is. You see how on one hand you have the political side, the economic side, the self-defense side, the thing of how we're being brainwashed, the way in which our generation keeps getting more pussified, more simp every single second. We have a bunch of fucking grown-ass men that simp for fucking Tulsi Gabbard. It's not even like a really hot young, no, just Tulsi Gabbard is what get these losers going. Sometimes it's just too much. But, I mean, we can forgive that, right? We can forgive simping like a bunch of losers. All right. We can forgive thousands and thousands of conservative, pro-gun guys simping for Tulsi Gabbard. All right. I mean, you are a gun owner, right? You're watching this channel. I assume you're a gun owner. You know this woman is the most anti-gun person you could possibly think of. Yes, anti-gun people will shoot as well. Many times they own guns as well. I mean, Kamala Harris owns guns. There's people that think that Kamala Harris is hot. Yes, such people breathe in the same planet you and I do. It is insane. They do exist. It's not some made up thing. No, it's actually there. They think that, yeah. And because she shot a couple guns, she's now cool, in spite of her being extremely anti-gun. Remember, in her good old Bernie, she signed every single piece of paper that was put in front of her to restrict your guns. Your right to own. It's not about her having guns. It's about you having the right to keep your guns. And she's very much against all of that. She's always been extremely anti-gun. She probably still is. If she sees the opportunity of ripping that away from you, she will. But it goes beyond that. It goes into the, well, how much of a globalist World Economic Forum alumni she is. Oh, no. But she has said she's not. She said that was all a lie from the globalist elite. By the way, what exactly is it that, what's her position on all of these things? I mean, she is very much in favor of Russia invading Ukraine for whatever reason. That's something that's fairly common among the right-wing group, especially in the U.S. It's weird in that way because no one in his right mind could possibly in favor of one country invading the other. But hey, let's just roll with that for a second. No? If you are part of the people that think, yeah, there's even U.S. soldiers that have gone and fought for Russia invading Ukraine, and you have guys that have fought in, it's one of those things where you have Americans fighting on both sides, both for Ukraine and both for Russia. I think that the guys that are actually fighting for Ukraine seem to be a lot more sensible and level-headed and make a lot more sense. There's one that I follow the channel of that he's very good. The ones fighting for Russia tend to be a lot more of a fucking weirdo, which checks out, at least the way I see it. But let's go with that not being the case. You just want Ukraine to surrender so as to stop the violence. Well, what about Gaza? What about Middle East? Are you in favor of genocide in Gaza, blowing up all of Lebanon? You have two ongoing genocides. The one in Gaza, and yes, it is ongoing. If you have destroyed the entire country, 90% of its infrastructure in Gaza, if you've displaced all of the population in Lebanon, and you're methodically and systematically exterminating them, yes, that is active genocide. Not one, two of those. And there's something that it just blew my mind. I just came across this, and this deserves its own video. The dirty war in Argentina. Argentina is a country I kind of know pretty well. This just shows that, I mean, we are in a parallel universe. It is not possible that this is a thing. I mean, I know that the Hasbara bros, the IDF, the Mossad, and all of they all control all of this stuff, and they edit it constantly, but I just had to go, no, you did not. So, according to human rights organizations in Argentina, between 19,000 and 3,000 Jews were among the 30,000 who were targeted in the Argentine military. It was a genocide, guys. It is a genocide committed against the chosen ones. Well, there's a little problem with that. First of all, there is no 30,000 anything. It is made up. It's admittedly made up by the guy that went to the organizations and claimed that it is 30,000 people that are missing or killed by the evil juntas. Let me make that perfectly clear again. The guy that said this number as part of the socialist left-wing Montoneros, one of the Montoneros that came up with a number and presented that number in front of the United Nations as we are being exterminated. It's 30,000. First of all, they had no idea. These days, it's about 2,000 to 3,000 total. It is completely impossible, this number that they're talking about here. It is ridiculous. It's not a real thing. It was never a real thing. The people that made it up admitted now to have made up. Lots of people that were part of these socialist terrorists now admit that they made it all up, right? They will say so, and it is in record. There is no amount of you don't even have 30,000 names. At the most, you have 3,000 names, many of which are still very much alive and have received millions in reparations by the left-wing government that came before the one now in Argentina from Javier Milei. It is completely false, completely made up. But in the age in which we live in, you can do this. You can just get away with lying openly about these things as if, making up things that never even actually happened. But let's go back to our friend here, our newfound friend Tulsi Gabbard, who is totally not a globalist monster, who did not enlist herself with the World Economic Forum as part of her alumni. I mean, she disclaims this herself. Let's see what she says. I mean, she is right here, right? So she has these things to say.
There's something coming up on I have a bunch of chat streams up here that I feel obliged to ask you about because I don't know anything about it, and it's showing up here. Something about the World Economic Forum. Did you interview somebody recently or say something about that recently?
Yeah, no, it's something that I've been seeing pop up a little bit on social media. Maybe in the first or second year that I served in Congress, I found out that my picture and name had been placed on the World Economic Forum's website under this category they have listed as Young Global Leaders. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, well, they have different people of different political parties and from around the world that are on this website. I was never asked to join, and I was never informed by them that they had put my name and picture on their website. And I honestly didn't know that much about it. It's unfortunate that there's a lot of, false assumptions being made, I guess. I've never gone to any of their events. I didn't graduate from any. I've literally not had anything to do with the World Economic Forum.
Yeah,
There's something coming up on my. I have a bunch of chat streams up here that I feel obliged to ask you about because I don't know anything about it, and it's showing up here. Something about the World Economic Forum. Did you interview somebody recently or say something about that recently?
Yeah, no, it's something that I've been seeing pop up a little bit on social media. Maybe in the first or second year that I served in Congress, I found out that my picture and name had been placed on the World Economic.
Yes, by you. That's the only way you get selected as an alumni. If you have to be guys, you have to be a candidate first. Usually it's going to be politicians that want to make a name for themselves, that present themselves, or one of their aides present them as a candidate for the World Economic Forum Young Leader alumni thing that she says she has no relationship. You have to present yourself. You have to be a candidate only to then be selected. And then when you're selected, you're giving the good news. Well, of the many that have presented themselves, you've actually been selected as a young leader.
Forum's website, under this category, they have listed as young global leaders. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, well, they have different people of different political parties and from around the world that are on this website. I was never asked to join.
Yeah, that's correct. You're never asked to join. You just go and join willingly yourself. You presented yourself. At some point, you or one of your aides presented you, send the information, and then you were finally selected when they consider, well, yes, she is noticeable enough and she wants to be part of the young leaders. Okay, she will be part of the young leaders. Not only did she submit, not only did she submit to the World Economic Forum, she was selected by the World Economic Forum, and then she thanked the World Economic Forum. Now, there are guys out there, there's politicians out there that may have been the case that their aides presented their candidacy to the World Economic Forum Young Leaders, and then they were, oh, why? But no, in her case, she thanked the World Economic Forum in this post that she now removed from her Twitter account. I'm honored to be selected as 2015 Young Global Leader Voices representing Hawaii among the leaders. So she knew after all. So she's lying. She is a lying snake. Tulsi Gabbard is a lying communist snake. But above all, she is a globalist. And if you still doubt that she's a globalist, well, she freaking is. I mean, you cannot get more globalist. And this is not a fake picture. This is real. This is her. This is Tulsi Gabbard as a globalist in her globalist glory, making the symbol there. And look it up if you're not familiar with that. But yeah, that is her. This is not Photoshop. This is Tulsi Gabbard being good old Tulsi freaking Gabbard. And it is very, very unfortunate that she's now part of this. Well, it is to be expected. If you have a lot of hope for Trump, well, congratulations. I hope he wins. If he doesn't win, it's really not going to change much. I mean, yes, it's a little bit more embarrassing to have even, Kamala Harris. But when it matters, unfortunately not. See you later, guys. Take care.